Hey everybody and welcome to this video. I'm Minxlaura123 and this is going to be a Q&A. You, my lovely viewers, have sent me in some questions and I am going to answer those questions. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy watching the video. If you do, please click like, comment, share, subscribe and don't forget to smash the notification bell. Okay, so let's get started. I've got my laptop here next to me, so I'm just going to be reading questions from that. So yeah, pop my glasses on and let's get started. Okay, so I will say in advance, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Like, I'm useless at pronunciation. I try my best to say people's names right, but sometimes I just can't say it properly. So like, don't take offense or anything, and know that I am trying to say people's names properly. Okay, right, so the first question comes from Simmer Down. So Simmer Down asks, did you name your fish Wilma after Wilma Flintstone from the Flintstones? Yes, I did, Simmer Down, yes, I did. So when I was a kid, I loved watching the Flintstones. It was without a doubt one of my favourite shows. I still love it now as an adult. But yeah, I used to watch it on TV. I had lots of videos of it as well. And Wilma was without a doubt my favourite character from the show. And so, yeah, when I got my goldfish, I was like, she looks sassy. I'm going to call her Wilma after the Wilma from the Flintstones. That is exactly what I thought. And yeah, so her name is named after Wilma Flintstone. Okay, so the next question is from JX4B, who says, you mentioned you owned a car. Would you do a video, either ASMR or a vlog with it? Does it get used by Nathan, since you said driving brings about anxiety? So thank you for your questions. Okay, so let me do number one. Yes, so I have got a car. It's a Hyundai i10, and sadly, I do suffer from really bad anxiety when I'm driving, hence I don't drive. I'm not saying I'm never going to drive again. It's definitely something I want to do again. But at the moment, my anxiety is just, yeah, for the last few years, I've just not been able to drive. I get in the car, I'm focused, I'm ready, and then I'm just like, panic attack. So it's clearly not safe for anyone on the road, including myself, but to be, you know, driving in that kind of, you know, zone of nervousness. So that's why I don't drive, but I'm not getting rid of my car. I do want to drive at some point. I used to drive, and I'm going to drive again. So it's just a kind of mindset thing. Nathan doesn't drive my car. It's only me who can drive my car. Would you do a video with it? Yeah, I'd love to actually do like a ASMR in a car video. I've seen a lot of people do that. So that would be a cool idea. Maybe it will actually help me, you know, with my anxiety about the car. If I just sit in it, not moving, and just kind of getting a feel for the car again, it might actually be a cool thing for me, like therapeutic, and also a good video for the viewers. So yeah, I'm up for that. Okay, next question is from Ashley Edwards, who says, where's your dream place to live? So my dream place to live, I know this is going to sound really ridiculous, of all the beautiful places all around the world, but I actually really love where I'm from. I love Southend-on-Sea. I'm a true Essex girl. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some like dodgy people and dodgy places around in the area, but on the whole, I think I'm so lucky to be in a seaside area. I love my beach. I go to the beach and it's just, you know, it's really lovely and peaceful and also fun at the same time. Got all the arcades and, you know, different bars, cafes. And there's just something really, for me, really lovely about living in like a seaside town. So I'm quite happy where I'm from, which might shock a lot of people because they'll be like, what? Why do you just want to stick in Southend-on-Sea? But I genuinely, you know, I love Southend. Well, I love aspects of Southend. But yeah, I'm happy to be from here. Helen Checkley says, did you used to read a lot as a child, and what was your first book? So Helen, yes, my dad actually got me into reading when I was really young. He'd always read me stories and stuff, but when I was about, I don't know, 8 or 9, he got me a library ticket, a kid's library ticket, and he used to take me to the library literally every week, and he'd take me in the kids section. I'd look around all the books, and I used to think it was so exciting, just like looking around all the kids' books, and I'd be allowed, like, you know, 5 books. I'd go and choose the one I want and take them out. And, oh, it's just, yeah. So he got me into reading at a really early age. So it's my dad that turned me into a bookworm, basically. So, yeah, I used to read a lot as a child and as a teenager as well. I used to love reading, like, Sweet Valley High, Nancy Drew, just random, what was it, point horror I used to like as well. Just lots of different types of books really. But yeah, I've always been a bookworm. And my favourite book as a child, actually, there was a book by Shirley Hughes that was one of my favourites called "It's Too Frightening for Me." I've still got it in my little library in the spare room, and it's just like about this. I think there's a couple of kids, and they found this like really creepy, spooky house. And yeah, I haven't read it for years, so I can't remember the whole storyline, but it was kind of spooky. As a child, I always loved reading spooky books. I didn't like get scared. I loved it. So yeah, I've always been a bookworm, basically. All right, so next question comes from Bryony ASMR. She says, what is something that you are proud of? And also, what is your biggest achievement? Woo! So, what is something I'm proud of? As in about myself? Okay, let me think. I'm proud that I am fighting my anxiety. It's not easy being an anxious, nervous person. And I've suffered anxiety for a long time. But back in the day, my anxiety would literally stop me doing things. And that fear would kind of take over and I just wouldn't try. Whereas now, slowly but surely, even if I'm getting those anxious feelings, I kind of push through it a bit more. I force myself to do things that might scare me. And I'm quite proud of myself for kind of battling that, especially with my OCD and stuff. I've got really bad OCD. Sorry, I had very bad OCD. There you go. See, it's all about your mindset. But now with my OCD, I kind of think, no, do not focus on this. Do not obsess over that. And it's not easy. Some days are harder than others, but I'm proud of myself that I'm at least trying. You know, I do this and I do that. So yeah, I'm proud of myself for kind of, you know, the constant battle and hopefully winning that battle against anxiety. My biggest achievement is YouTube. I'm very proud of my channels. I've got 2 channels. For those of you that don't know, so I've got this channel, obviously, because you're watching this video on this channel. But I've also got an ASMR channel, Minx Laura 123 ASMR. Check it out. Hint, hint. But yeah, I've been doing YouTube for like 6 years now, over 6 years. And when I first started, I thought, who would want to watch me? Like, I'm nothing special. You know, I'm not like a supermodel or anything. I'm not overly talented. Who's going to want to watch me? But sure enough, people did watch me. And, you know, my channel grew and grew. So, you know, I'm proud of my YouTube, you know, channels and what I've achieved with them. I've got 55k nearly subs on my other channel. This channel's growing nicely. And yeah, I'm proud of the work that I do on them. I always try and, you know, put regular content out, and I like to reach out to my viewers and be friendly with everyone. And so yeah, it's something I'm quite proud of. There we go. Hope that was all right. Next question is from Dub LJ, I think that is, 57. And it says, what did Laura want to be when she grew up? I don't think I have grown up. I'm a big kid. I'm like Peter Pan with boobs. Yes, I did say Peter Pan with boobs. But yeah, so what did I want to be when I grew up? When I was a kid, there were 2 things that I wanted to do as a job. I wanted to be a radio presenter. It was always a dream of mine. I used to pretend to be a radio presenter with my little cassette player. I had a little microphone and a cassette player. And yeah, anyway, so I used to do like little radio shows and stuff. So I wanted to do that. And I also wanted to be a bingo caller, which is really random. I think it was because my mum used to take me along with her sometimes to bingo. We had like a local bingo hall and she'd take me with. You're not allowed to do that, by the way, now. I don't think you're allowed to take kids. But back in the day, like, it didn't matter if you were a kid, you know. Obviously, you weren't allowed to play, but you could, like, sit with your parents and stuff. So I used to think bingo calling was just awesome. You know, sitting on this, like, booth and microphone and reading out these numbers. I was like, wow, that's such a cool job. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But I did want to be a bingo caller or a radio presenter. And in a way, I haven't become a bingo caller, obviously, but you know, presenting, doing the channels and stuff, it's kind of like presenting for me, especially when I do the live shows. So in a way, I'm kind of living my dream from a child. You know, I'm doing presenting, and it's pretty cool. So there you go. Okay, next question is from Patricia Squarepants, who says, oh, we've got a few questions here. So what's your favourite romantic novel? Oh my, oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I do read a few romancy books, but I can't, like, on the top of my head, I can't think of like one romance book. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel awful when I can't answer them, but favorite romance book. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just going to leave that one because I don't, I do read some romance kind of themed books, but I don't know. I like romance within a story. Like, it could be a fantasy or even a thriller sometimes. I like a little bit of romance in a book, but I don't know about an actual romancy book on its own. Sorry about that. And the next one is, can you speak any language besides English? I can't. No, I can say a little bit of French, which is rubbish, but all I can say is this. It's so rubbish. I can literally say just a few words. Bonjour, je m'appelle Laura. Je habite Essex. And Coca-Cola, s'il vous plaît. See, literally, it's rubbish. I only know a few words. I'm very jealous of people who can speak other languages. Honestly, I just think it's such a talent. I've never been able to speak other languages, and I try, but I can't do it. I can't seem to learn it. My mind doesn't seem to like grasp it. But yeah, that's basically all I can speak is English. Which language would you like to be able to speak fluently? I'd love to be able to speak Hebrew because I'm Jewish, as I go on about all the time, I know. But I'd love to speak Hebrew. Maybe learn a little bit of Yiddish as well, which is like kind of old school, old fashioned Jewish language. And I'd also love to speak Dutch because I've got Dutch heritage. My great grandma was from Holland, so it'd be really nice to speak Dutch, I think. So yeah. The other question she said is, what's your favourite animal? So my favourite animal is a dog, even though I should say a fish because Wilma's next door. But yeah, I love dogs, and I think sometimes I'm scared of them, like the big kind of scary dogs scare me. But in general, like cute little dogs. So I love dogs. What was the other question? Would you consider moving away from Essex? Not really. No, I love living here. As I said, I love my area. I love being near the seaside, and yeah, I'm an Essex girl through and through. And she says, love you lots. Thank you, Patricia. The next question comes from my fellow bookworm buddy. It's Dane Reads. By the way, if you're into books and stuff, book channels and booktubers, go check out Dane. He's cool. What are some of the most unusual ways that you and Nathan found to stay sane during lockdown? Sorry, my voice went there. I don't think I am sane, to be honest. But ways that we've watched some cool stuff on Netflix. We just do like random stuff like in the house, like games and stuff together. We play little like board games, and we've got this really random game. This is so weird, but it's actually quite entertaining. You should try it yourself. We've got the little washing bin, and then we grab a couple of pairs of my socks and we do like sock basketball with the washing bin. It sounds really bizarre, but trust me, it's fun. It's like a real kind of competitive competition because we have to get like the best of 3 or best of 5 or whatever. And you try and throw it and it misses, and it's like, that's what we do to keep sane. Lots of reading for me. Nathan's got his laptop, so he goes on his game and stuff. And yeah, just kind of chatting to each other, really. Me and Nathan, which is really good, obviously. We talk a lot, we have little random rambles and chats to each other. And I like that. Talking is good. Talking to each other is good. And just kind of, yeah, entertaining ourselves, really. That sounds dodgy. Okay, so next up, question from Juju, who says, what was your childhood like? And what was it like being a teen? What's some advice you would give to teenagers, important things you've learned as you grow up? Oh, that's a good question. So Juju, my childhood was amazing. Like, I really loved my childhood. And I think that's why I'm still a bit of a kind of big kid now. I haven't grown up properly, because for me, childhood was like, without a doubt, one of the best kind of eras of my life. Teenage years, not so much. But my childhood, I couldn't fault it. It was absolutely amazing and perfect. And it upsets me when I hear people say that they've had a horrible childhood and it wasn't very nice, or, horrible things happen, sad things happen. But I can honestly say that my childhood was amazing. Like, I was so spoiled. It was great. That's why I'm the diva that I am today. But no, I was really spoiled. I was the youngest in the family out of all my cousins and stuff, and a little girl. And I just got made fuss of and kind of got everything I want, like a little spoilt diva. But it wasn't just about getting things. It was about receiving love and affection. And my mum, dad, grandma and granddad, they'd always be entertaining me, taking me out. We'd go to different places, we'd do different things. We'd have lots of like family nights, family days. I can remember so many fun like family trips. We'd all get in the car and go somewhere, and I just had a really happy childhood, and I'm very fortunate and very lucky to have had that. Some great memories. As a teenager, not so much. I hated high school. I was very badly bullied at high school, which led to me kind of bunking off, not wanting to go to school. Some days I'd literally walk in, within 10 minutes I'd just walk out, which I did get in trouble about, and my mum got in trouble as well. But I just hated it. It was like literally I would go in and just get called the most horrible names, and it just wasn't very pleasant for me. So yeah, I didn't like high school. College was cool sometimes, not so cool other times. So my childhood was great. Teenage years. My advice to teenagers now, and things that I've learned, my advice to you, teenagers out there, just be yourself, because I look back now, I'm 40 years old now, or 40 years young, as I say. God, my t-shirt is really super creased. I've just noticed that it looks really creased. Sorry. Yeah, I look back at myself then, and I was always trying to be something or someone, trying to fit in with this group, trying to fit in with that person. If they like this music, I try and like that music, And I look back and I think, why did I do that? I should have just been me and liked what I liked. So my advice to you is always be true to yourself, and stand up for what you like, what you believe, and, just be you. Be happy to be who you are. So the next question is from Hannah Zuko. Hannah says, what was your dream job as a kid? Oh, so I answered that one before. As I say, bingo caller or radio presenter. How does it compare to what you're doing now? So yeah, once again, as I say, Hannah, it's not obviously radio, what I do now, but in a way, I think YouTube is better than radio. Like my aspirations as a kid, as I say, was to be a radio presenter on like a local Essex FM, the local station. And that at the time was like, oh my God, it would be my dream. Now, I'm not just reaching out to people in Essex on videos. I'm reaching out, people can watch me all around the world. I get viewers watching me, and lovely messages and comments from people everywhere. So, that's even better than Essex FM. So yeah, I'm kind of doing what I wanted to do in a kind of different way, if that makes sense. Next question is from Mark Namer, I think it is. Yeah, I know it's rude to ask a lady. Oh my, what am I going to get here? I haven't looked at these questions, by the way. I was going to look at them and kind of like practice what I was going to say. And then I thought, that's really boring. Let's just, you know what I mean? Let's just go for it wild. Let's be wild and answer, without studying the questions. So I know it's rude to ask a lady. Oh, okay. Approximately how old are you? My guess is 37. Okay. People used to say I look younger than that, but there we go. When you watch ASMR, what do you look for? So the first question is, by the way, I don't think it's rude to ask a lady their age. I think that's really old-fashioned to say that. Not you personally, by the way. I'm just in general. When people say, oh, I shouldn't ask a lady, it's rude. Why is it rude? To me, I'd ask anyone how old they are. I don't think it matters what gender you are. If you know how old someone is, just ask them. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm 40, which is kind of scary. I don't feel 40. Well, actually, the only time I feel my age is when I'm just like getting up off the sofa and I'm like, a bit creaky, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm 40. I was born in August 1979, so that's that answered. When I watch ASMR, what do I look for? Do you mean the type of videos I like? My favourite type of ASMR videos are anything to do with hair, makeup, like personal attention. I love those. But I also really love like fast tapping, and just I watch a lot of the same people that I really like. I tend to stick to those same people because I've watched them for a long while and I get to know them. And if I feel more connected with the person I'm watching, then I'll watch them more, if that makes sense. They can comfort me more. There's so many ASMR creators out there who are absolutely amazing at what they do. They've got all the backdrops, the microphones, everything set up perfectly. But they've just, for me, they've just got nothing there for like connection wise. Like I just don't get anything from them. I don't feel connected to them. So I just don't watch them. I only watch people I feel either I've got something in common with, or there's just something about them that I feel like I can relate to and connect with. So there we go. Hope that's all right. Next question is from Manuel. Hello, Manuel. Who says, what's one of your favourite memories? Oh, favourite memories. One of them. I've got so many favourite memories from, all different parts of my life, whether it's childhood or, last week, But I'll go with a childhood memory, and probably just, as I say, like family time. Hair's a mess. Family time with, as I say, my mum, dad, grandma, granddad. We'd always play on a Sunday night at 5 o'clock. We'd get in the car and go around to my grandparents' flat, and we would play card games for like, 2 hours. And it was just like every Sunday I'd get excited, like 3 o'clock, I'd be like, it's nearly time for card games. And we'd go around there and we'd just have a little chat, a little chit chat. And then the games would start. And we played all these different card games. And I think we paid for like 20p a game or something. But it was just the fun of it and the familyness. And I don't know if that's a word, is it? Familyness. But you know what I mean, right? But it just felt so like lovely. And I miss those days so much because it was just really nice. So they were my favourite memories, just being around my family. I desperately miss my grandma and granddad, and I talk about them so much because I believe that once someone's died that you really miss, the worst thing to do for me is just not to talk about them ever, because I think the more you talk about them, the more it kind of keeps them alive in a way, like mentally and spiritually. And I talk about grandma and granddad all the time, like funny things that have happened, and because it just, for me, kind of keeps them with me. Like, does that make any sense? I don't know. So that's that. Okay, next question is from Megan. If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? We've got a few questions here, so I'll answer that one first, Megan. So without getting all political and people going, no, I'd really love to go to Israel. I just, look, I'm a Jew. It's a holy land for us, and well, obviously the other faiths as well. But I just love to go to Israel and just like be at the Wailing Wall and see all the different like historical places. And I don't know, my grandma went a few years before she died, and she literally felt so like spiritually connected to being in Israel. And I'd really love to go there, and also Holland, as I say, because my great grandma. So yeah, hopefully that's that. What's your favourite job? Sorry, what's your favourite job role that you've ever had? Oh, that's a good question. I think my favourite job role, apart from this, because this is like, to me, this is obviously my job now. Being a YouTuber is one of the jobs that I do. So this is great. But yeah, it was actually working at a driving test centre when I was, I don't know how old I was in my 20s. I had the job of giving people their results of their driving test, not the actual driving, the theory part of the driving test. So, the questions and answer section before you get onto the main driving test. And I loved it. I absolutely loved that job. It was so fun. Like, if there were people who were really nice, I loved giving them their result. I was like, yeah, you passed, well done. And they give you a little hug, and it was really sweet, But I also really enjoyed it when this arrogant, oh, I'm definitely going to pass person would come in and they'd fail. And I'd have this lovely job of going, sorry, you failed. And I know that sounds really evil, but there was honestly, there's some really big-headed, nasty people who just think they were going to walk in, and because you have to make like conversation with them before their test. And, some people would sit there really nervous, and you have to try and calm them down. And there were also, as I say, these cocky people who are just like, yeah, I don't need to revise. I know I'm gonna do fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll pass easy. And it's like, So I enjoyed telling them, sorry. Maybe I'm just really sadistic. I don't know. How nervous were you initially to start your ASMR channels? Love both your channels, by the way. You're so fab. Mwah. Thank you, Megan. I was actually quite nervous to start the ASMR channel. I mean, I didn't have any, real equipment or anything. All I had was my laptop. It's a really basic laptop. And I don't even think I had a mic at that point. I think I literally just used like the mic that was built in the laptop. So, and the webcam was built in. So if you look back at my really, really old videos, you'll see that the quality was really bad. Some may say still really bad, but it was really, really like, fuzzy looking on the camera. The sound was terrible. But for some reason, I would still get a lot of views and grew the channel from it. So, hey, you know. But I was very nervous. I was worried. The main thing I was worried about was if I would get troll comments, you know, who was going to say this and that. And at the beginning, I got a few troll comments, like, but they were very like not that bad kind of thing. It's just like, oh, I don't like what you're wearing, or, you know, kind of thing. Or brush your hair. I always used to get comments going, brush your hair. Actually, my hair does look a mess, but they were just kind of like that. But the more the channels have grown, the troll comments have got a hell of a lot worse, you know, really nasty stuff sometimes. So I think if I'd have known then the amount of horrible troll comments I get, would I have started the channel? I don't know, because I'm quite a sensitive girl, and I think that could put me off. But yeah, anyway, next question is from Cameron the Capricorn ASMR, who says, is there somewhere you and Nathan are planning on traveling before the pandemic? Sorry, is there somewhere you and Nathan were planning on traveling to? Oh, there we go. Sorry, before the pandemic. Love you lots, my friend. Thank you, Cameron. So yeah, I mean, we're very lucky. We done our day trip to London, which I loved. It was great. And we literally, oh, my phone battery's dying. No, don't die yet, phone. Yeah, we loved going there, but I think we're planning a few different trips. We're even thinking about going on like a coach trip and stuff somewhere, but obviously we couldn't. But we managed to get that London trip in literally a week before the lockdown, so that was very lucky. Okay, so I'm gonna try and rush this through because I don't want my phone to die. I've only got a few questions left, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be all right. Kaylee Brindle, is that Brindle or Brindy? Sorry, says, you and Nathan have been engaged for quite some time now. Yes, we have. I was just wondering when your wedding is. Love your videos. Thank you for loving my videos. You know what? I'm really happy being engaged and having a long engagement. I know of other people who have been engaged even longer than we have. So, you know, and they're quite happy as well. You know, look, without going into detail, we did have some troubles last year, which a lot of you do know. And we took a break from each other. Which I don't really like talking about, and I'm not going to talk about, but being honest, as I am, it did happen. So when we kind of, you know, sorted things out again, and we've obviously back together and everything, touch wood, where's wood? Is good. But there's no rush for that kind of marriage thing. And also, to be fair, there's like stuff going on in the world is the last thing on our minds. But it's not only that, it's the money, it's everything. Like we're just not ready for it, and we're happy. We live together, we're engaged, and to me that's a nice commitment. You know, I've got the commitment, I've got my ring, which I love. If you haven't seen it, there it is, very sparkly. And yeah, we're just happy being, you know, living together and engaged. So I don't believe in just rushing something to think, oh, I must get married. Why? Well, it's just, you know, it's no need. I'm happy being engaged, he's happy being engaged. So yeah. So yeah. All right, next question is, what have you learned about yourself recently? I've learned that I'm really awesome. No, by the way, that question is from M3. What have I learned about myself recently? I've learned that I can actually be quite a nice person. No, I don't know. What have I learned about myself recently? I don't know. That's a really good question. I have no idea how to answer it. I suppose every day you learn something new about yourself. Actually, no, there is something. I've learned that I'm quite more intelligent than I thought I was, because every other day, me and my dad and Nathan do like a quiz on the phone, like a general knowledge quiz, because we haven't really seen my dad because lockdown and everything else. So we just have a phone chat, and we'll do this like 10 questions each, general knowledge thing. And sometimes I surprise myself by knowing some of these questions that my dad asked me, because I think, how did I know that? I thought I was really stupid, but I actually knew that. So I've surprised myself in learning that I'm not as thick as I thought I was. I was more intelligent than I realised. Jenny MC says, do you think Wilma needs a little brother or sister yet? And what type of wedding would you like? So I'm not going to do any more of the wedding stuff, okay? But all right, a quick answer with the wedding. Very, very small, very romantic. I don't know, nothing particularly, like, I'm not one of these like big flamboyant wedding type of girls. I'd want some, being honest, my actual dream wedding would be on the beach, like seriously in a quiet part of the beach on a quiet day, just a few kind of, you know, guests, and that'd be really nice. That's my like little thing now. But as for the brother and sister, no, Wilma is quite happy being an only child. She gets all the attention, and she likes it like that. Tink says, what is your favourite piece of art? Oh, Mona Lisa. I love the Mona Lisa. And I've actually got a really cheap little print that I got from eBay on the wall in our bedroom. So the Mona Lisa, because she's so, I don't know, there's something like really interesting about her, and there's all like different symbols in her face and stuff. I just find it fascinating. Cara Pierce Smith says, what's your favourite thing you do when you're stressed? Read. I love reading, as you know. So reading for me is not just a hobby, but it's therapeutic. And if I'm stressed, I pick up a book, I escape into it, you know, the story, the characters, and, you know, within half an hour, I feel my stress levels just like, whew, nice and relaxed. Who's this? The Balaka remains. Balakaya, I don't know, I'm probably saying that wrong. Says Nathan plays Warhammer, doesn't he? With a question mark. Yes, he does. Not as much anymore, but he, you know, he's got loads of it. He collects it. He paints the models and stuff. But yeah, he does. I do sometimes. Obviously not as full on as him, but I do some little painting the figures and stuff because it's quite nice. Fun to do. Jodie says, was it always your plan to stay living with mummy? I've been living at my mum's during COVID with my husband and my baby. I find it quite stressful. Any tips on how to cope? Do you know what? I never planned anything in my life. I didn't know what was going to happen with me. But, you know, look, it's the way it is. And it's just, I don't know. It's a weird situation. Some people are weirded out by it, which is fair enough. But, you know, it works for me. And, you know, the way I look at it, me and Nathan have got our own kind of space. You know, mum's kind of doing her thing, we're doing our thing. When she goes to bed, we've got all downstairs. It's kind of like just sharing a flat, really. We kind of have separate lives, and we've got a room up in the loft, so we've also got like a kind of room up there to go and do. And it's for me, you know, my mum's getting older, and she's not been well, and it's nice to be around to help her and stuff. So yeah, it can be stressful at times. I'm not going to lie. I love my mum to bits, but sometimes she, you know, she does annoy me, and I obviously annoy her as well because I'm really annoying. But but you know, in general, we get on. Everyone gets on, and yeah, I'm cool with it. But the tips, just, you know, as long as you get your own space and you respect each other, and you know, you get on, then just, you know, it's the best you can be, isn't it, really? Natasha Garside X says, have you gone back to work? No, I'm not going back to November because we're still furloughed, but I'm doing eBay work. Obviously, I do YouTube every other day sort of thing. So that's kind of obviously jobs as well. Once again, about me and Nathan get married. When's that going to happen? I don't know. If you were stranded on a desert island, what would be the things you take with you? Oh, I hate that question because I can never think of the things that I'd like to take with me. I would say my mobile phone, so I could still do stuff on it and connect with the world via the internet, but then you'd have nowhere to charge it. I don't know, a year's supply of Pepsi Max, lots of books, big box of books or something. And Nathan, obviously. He'd entertain me. And if I got really hungry and ran out of food, I'd just eat him. I hope you can't hear me filming this. That'd be really bad. Melissa and her books. I love Melissa and her books. Hey, Melissa. She's literally one of my favourite booktubers ever. She's so adorable. And I get so many book ideas from her as well. Says, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you choose? Oh, I've answered that one. Here, in Southend, in Essex. Onerva. What is that? Sorry. Yeah, Onerva. Says, how do you feel about being Jewish? How do you celebrate the holidays? Do you go to synagogue, read the Torah? Since I'm Jewish too, I'm always curious to know. I'm very proud to be Jewish. I'm not like full on religious by any means. If I was to class myself anything, it would be a Reformed Jew. When I was younger, it was something that I wasn't really interested in. And it was only after my grandma sadly passed away 6 years ago that I kind of wanted to connect to her and be more like spiritually connected to her. My grandma was very much into her faith and religion, and it helped her through her life. She went through some tough stuff in her life, bless her, my grandma, and faith got her through. And I don't know, when she passed, I just thought, I want to do this for grandma. I want to kind of not like be a full-on religious person, but go from what I was as an atheist, not believing in anything, to you know, being Jewish and really embracing my heritage and stuff and learning more about it. There's still loads that I need to learn. I don't know that much, you know, I need to keep learning. But I'm very proud, and I like representing. There's not that many Jews on YouTube, and if they are, I don't know about them. Some people are Jewish, but they're too kind of frightened to say they are on YouTube because the bullying they'd get. But I think that's another reason why I am like, I'm not going to take any crap, you know, I'm Jewish, be proud. And also if I can change people's minds about Jewish people, because there are some people who, you know, are anti-Semitic and don't like them. And maybe, you know, if they watch me and they get to know me and like me, possibly, they might think, actually, you know what, I was wrong. You know, Jews are fine. Jews are cool. Not all Jews. Some Jews are bad. Some Jews are good, like everyone in the world. But yeah, I'm really proud of my faith, and I do try and celebrate the holidays. My favourite is Hanukkah because you light all the candles and so yeah, sure, and all that. So yeah, that's my thing. I do go to synagogue sometimes. The only time I always make sure I definitely go is Yom Kippur, which is a very kind of holy religious day where we kind of remember our loved ones who have passed on. And I always make sure I go on Yom Kippur and just sit there on my own. I don't stay for long. I just sit there in a little corner. But yeah, I'm not like a full-on, as I say, religious person. I don't go to synagogue all the time, but I do my thing. And I also like to always raise awareness, you know, for standing up for Jewish people. I hate and I will not put up with any anti-Semitism at all. So I'm always kind of campaigning for, you know, people to be nicer to Jewish people and not anti-Semitic and stuff. So yeah, the other question was from her. She says, Nerva, what is your dream holiday? As I said, love to go to Israel or Holland. Ultimate comfort food, potatoes. That's proper Irish, isn't it? Potatoes. I love potatoes, mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, boiled potatoes. There we go. Oh, my top 5 book series. I'm really worrying that my phone's going to die. Okay, I'm trying to think of some of them. Selection, well, Mortal Instruments, The Selection, The Beautiful Dead, Geek Girl, and my other favourite series. I love the Lee Bardugo books. She does all like the Cookie Kingdom and stuff. But I've got loads more. I just can't think of them. Okay, right, we've got a few left here. Let's hurry this up. Oh, I've got more than I thought. Okay, sorry. Right, let's do this quick. Mills Bell. Sorry, that last question was from Colleen M. This one's from Mel Bells, who says, what is the last book that made you experience an emotion, anger, sadness, etc., intensely, and why? Actually, I really loved the book I read. What was it called? The Vanishing Half. I read it a few books ago by Brit something. I can't remember her name now. Brit Bennett, was it? But that was really touching for so many different reasons. And it had like a real kind of family generation thing. Also, like, dealt with racism as well. It was really thought-provoking, but also really touching and emotional. And it made me feel something. And also Hideous Beauty as well, which was, I can't remember his name, something Hussey, but it was great. I loved Hideous Beauty. I cried actually at the end of that. I was like, oh, that was a beautiful book. What is your favourite childhood book? I said that before. Do you own a copy of it? Yes, I do. What is one possession you never intend to give away? One possession. All my teddy bears and dolls. I love them. I know that's more than one, but we'll class them as a big happy circle of love because I love teddy bears and dolls. Okay, Kate Southworth says, if you could have any job, what would it be? I'd be a YouTuber. And I am. No, that is actually, I love being a YouTuber. It's fun and it's awesome. And also a TV presenter. I'd love to present on actual television. That would be pretty cool. Sorry. I hope your mum is okay. Thank you, Kate. Gemstone says, is your natural hair colour black? No, it's actually a really light brown auburn. I dye it this dark. Did you go to university? No, but I did go to college. I did a media course. I'd done a diploma. So I'd done 1 year foundation and then 2 years on the actual course. So I loved college. Well, certain times I love college. Have you seen the Eurovision movie on Netflix? I have, and I hated it. I'm really sorry. I know everyone loved it. I've seen people on Twitter raving about it, and I'm like, what? It was awful. I just thought it was so cringe. I love the Eurovision. I love cringy stuff, but I hated that film. I had to turn it off. I was like, what is this? It just felt so like awkward. I didn't like it. And I love, what's his name? I can't think of his name, the actor, Ferrell. He's great, but that film, sorry, not for me. Not for me. Emma O'Sullivan says you're working at the moment. So, as I say, I'm on furlough till November, but I'm also doing eBay work, YouTube, stuff like that. So, yes, I'm doing that. Do you get anxious? Stressing me out? Oh, bless you. Trying to struggle with. Yeah, it's really, it is really stressful. She's asked me for some tips, but I don't really have any apart from make sure you're doing all the rules, you know, social distance, washing your hands, etc. I get really anxious when I'm out and about, and even when I've just come in, I'm like, oh, you know, did I touch my face? Have I washed my hands? And it sort of, you know, but I have to calm it down, otherwise it becomes obsessive thoughts. But yeah, just make sure you're careful and just, you know, just try and move on with life and just be careful, really, you know. I rarely read young adult books. What do you enjoy most about it? I love reading YA, and I don't know why. I just like the way that young adult books are wrote. Obviously, I do read adult fiction as well, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. Maybe the writing style, the characters. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Especially like young adult fantasies as well. They're awesome. How's Mummy 123? She's not very well at the moment. I did say about this in a live stream the other night, so I don't really want to talk about it. But really quickly, Mum's not good. She's having to have a hip replacement operation in August. So not good times at the moment in that respect. Bless her. She's in a lot of pain. She's quite depressed as well. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard at the moment. It's very hard. But you know, look, she's gonna be fine. She's a fighter. She's a fighter. She's strong. Love to you, Nathan 123. Thank you. And last two questions. Hannah M says, what's your favourite thing to do every day? Love your videos. My favourite thing to do every day is give Nathan a big kiss and cuddle, and also read a book. I had to say reading as well. Last question is from the lovely Nat G, who says, how did you become interested in ASMR? So yeah, I don't know, like I'd never heard of ASMR, and then I remember having really bad nightmares. When my grandma died, I was having all these depressing, dark, horrible dreams about my grandma and death and everything. I couldn't sleep. I had bad insomnia. And so, yeah, I just looked up YouTube videos to help me sleep. And I come up with all these ASMR videos. So I was like, what is ASMR? I clicked one, and it was Maria, Gentle Whispering. And she was like doing this haircut role play. And I was like, what is going on? Like, why is this beautiful woman? Like, what is she doing? She's standing there pretending to cut someone's hair. There's no one there but a camera, and I couldn't figure it out. But within the next 5 minutes, I was like, sound asleep. So I'd done that every day that week, and I was like, I think I'm going to get obsessed with this ASMR stuff, because it was the only thing like that was helping me sleep, is relaxing me, it was calming my anxiety and stress, and yeah, I kind of got hooked on it from there, really. So yeah, Gentle Whispering. The lovely Maria was one of the first persons, well, was the first person that I ever watched. And then I thought, who was the other one I used to watch a lot? Who I still watch, the lovely Carmen Escape as well. She was one of my first channels that I watched. Okay, what was the other question? Sorry. Oh, if you can travel anywhere in the world, where would it be? As I say, Israel or Holland. And last question, what are your pet peeves? I hate when people are nasty in any way. I don't like nasty people. I don't like people who are judgmental. I don't like people who are abusive to other people. I hate animal cruelty. You know, any cruelty to animals is horrid and vile. I just don't like people who are just nasty for no reason. Like, do you know what I mean? I like people to be nice. I treat people how I want to be treated, and that is with respect. And, you know, I'm friendly and happy to people and nice. And when they're not that back, it really irritates me. Like, if, for example, if I go into a shop, and there's like, you know, I'm like really friendly to the person serving, and I'm like, oh, hi, thanks for that. And they're like, you know, it's really miserable and arrogant. Like, you know, when they have that face, like, I'm just like, oh, I hate people like that are really arrogant and just moody and nasty. There we go. Woo, there we go. That was a lot of questions there. Well, it felt like a lot of questions. Maybe it wasn't. But I hope you enjoyed watching. I'm probably going to have a red mark on my nose now. Yep, from my glasses every time. But that was pretty cool. Thank you so much to everyone for asking me the questions. I really appreciated it. And I hadn't done a Q&A for a while. So I just done that little kind of movie maker video. Anyone got any questions? Comment below. It's the best way to do it, isn't it? I'm just getting straight to the point. So yeah, thank you to everyone who has sent me a question, and thank you to you for watching, even if you didn't send me a question. You know, I hope you enjoyed getting to know me, finding out a bit more about me. Sorry for the people's questions that I couldn't answer. I think there's a couple that I struggled with, but I tried my best. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please click like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget I now have memberships. Yay! I now have memberships available on the channel. So if you want to support the channel, and also apart from supporting the channel, you get really cool, awesome perks. Channel shout outs, you get to see videos, like early access to videos for anyone else. You get I can't remember minxy emojis in the chat room, in live streams. Anyway, I can't remember the other ones. Anyway, press the join button and it'll bring up all the list of the tiers and what you get. So from as little as £1 a month, you could sponsor a Laura. I'm just going to have a sip of my apple juice. I'm very lucky my phone hasn't died yet. I love this. Apple juice, 35p. One of your 5 a day. Ooh, so there we go. That was quite cool. I hope you enjoyed watching. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you really soon. And I don't know why I keep doing this with my eyebrows. I've noticed I've done that a lot in this video. Weird. I'm weird. What can I say? So I'll leave you with this little quote. Weird is good. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's another quote just thrown in. I like quotes, mottos. Anyway, see you later everyone. Take care. Mwah. Bye.